So I want to talk about the hat situation. You know, it's really discouraging that I can't wear my hat in South Elgin High School. I love wearing hats. I don't know why they made a rule about this. Why this is a rule. Why it's a rule in most schools. I don't know why, It's really discouraging. Well, there are reasons why hats aren't allowed in school buildings, but I'm not so sure if I agree with most of those reasons.
At the movies this weekend, there's Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish, plus an all-star comedy ensemble in Night School.
It's disrespectful. How is it disrespectful?
If he's going to get the job that he wants, Haddish is his tough love.
It's distracting. Well, anything can be a distraction.
Over this nocturnal classroom of misfits.
You can wear it too low. Well, then don't wear it too low. You can use it to hide things under your hats. Well, if you can hide things under your hat, then, well, you can hide things in your pockets too. And in your sleeve, and even in your backpack too.
Played by Riz Ahmed and Jake Gyllenhaal. It's a great looking movie that reminds me that we don't get enough westerns, even though this one is anything but traditional. Its real strength.
What's another reason?
The actors that makes the movie
It
shine.
can block the view from the person behind you. Well, then the person just shouldn't look at the hat then. What is another reason? What's another reason why hats aren't allowed in school? What is another reason why hats aren't allowed in school buildings?
Musical memoir about a man using music, humor, and feathered friends to fly over life's adversities. It's now playing.
It's gang related. That's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. You know what? Just because you wear a hat, that doesn't make you in a gang. And so can the rest of your clothes. The rest of your clothes can be associated with gangs too. Most professions don't wear hats. Well, but you don't get paid to go to school. And I really don't understand that rule. I don't understand why I can't wear my hat in the building. It's so discouraging. I always have to take it off whenever I enter the building. It's so discouraging. It is so discouraging why I can't wear my hat in the building. It is so discouraging. It's so discouraging that I can't wear my hat in the building. And I did research about it. And the research, well, it's even more disappointing. It's been disappointing. Because I also did a survey, and, well, many people said that no, we shouldn't be allowed to wear hats then. And there were only some people that said, yes, we should be allowed to wear hats in school. And many of the articles that I read about, well, they said, no, we shouldn't be allowed to wear hats in school. And only some of them said we should be allowed to wear hats in school. It's so discouraging. And Mr. Zufall, well, when I said to him, when I asked him, why can't we wear hats in school? He said, see, that's the thing. Even when I was in school was a rule. And it's so discouraging hearing that even when he was in school was a rule. And Mom said that when she was in high school it wasn't a rule and people wore hats, but When I told Mr. Zufall that, he said, "Really? What school did she go to?" Because when I was at school was a rule. And I asked Mr. Zufall why that rule's put in place, and he said it's a respect thing. Yeah, Mr. Zufall said it was a respect thing, and then Miss Nicole said the same thing when she was subbing for Mr. Hawley.
Alright, sewing, ironing, and stitching. At an industrial level is work most people would find difficult under any circumstance.
Last week.
They are their job's majority.
When I was doing a box job, I was upset about it, and then Miss Nicole told me to stop being upset about it. Man, this rule is so discouraging. You know, I need to give Miss Finn the papers for my research. Next week when I see her, you know, I can't wait to give it to her so that I can see Mr. Moran. You know, I can't wait to show it to her. And when I show it to her, then she will set up a time for me to talk to Mr. Moran.
And the Cubs have to play the bucket number 2. Lauren Majera's next in sports.
Never miss a story with WGN News App Alerts. Download the free app from the Apple Store or Google Play. Then opt in for our push notifications.
Why bother mastering something?
But it's so discouraging that we can't wear hats in school. It is very discouraging that we can't wear hats in school. It's so discouraging that we can't wear hats in school. It's so discouraging. It is so discouraging that we can't wear hats in school, you know? I don't know why so many teachers and staff think, are so against wearing hats in school. I mean, hats, they're, you know, all they are is something you wear on your head. You know, it can't hurt anyone. Why do they have to prohibit the wearing of hats in school buildings, you know, just because of respect? It doesn't even make sense. They say respect, which makes no sense. How is wearing a hat impolite? Well, that's like saying wearing socks is impolite. Or that's like saying wearing glasses is impolite. Man, what will they make a rule about next? Will they make a rule about glasses next? They better not do that. I mean, glasses help you see. Will they make a rule about shoes next, so you have to walk around in your socks? Will they make a rule about watches, so you can't wear a watch at school? What will they do next? What will they make a rule about next? They might as well make a rule about everything then, because this is ridiculous. And I'm sorry I didn't think about these things when I was younger, but that was then, this is now. I'm a young adult and I think differently now, so I'm sorry. I'm a young adult and I think differently now, so I'm sorry. That rule doesn't even make any sense. I don't know why it's a rule at school. I don't know why it's a rule in school. I don't know why, but I wish that it wasn't a rule in school. I wish that hats were allowed in school, but you know what they will say, grin and bear it. You know what they will say. Grin and bear it. That's exactly what they will say. That is exactly what they will say. That's exactly what they will say. Once they make a rule, they usually don't go back on it. I'm trying to grin and bear it, but it isn't easy. And I really shouldn't get my hopes up about the rule being changed. Because, I'm sure that rule is in place for a reason, but I just don't know yet. I think I will find out. I think I'm about to find out. When I talk to Mr. Moran, I will find out. It will be very exciting to hear about what a principal has to say about the rule. But this rule is so discouraging. Maybe I did know that hats weren't allowed in school back then, but I didn't really think about I never really thought about why. I mean, I think I knew that hats weren't allowed in school because I didn't see anyone wearing a hat in school when I was in school. When I was at Larkin, Kimball, or Otter Creek, or Hillcrest,
On to some college football now. Jeremy Larkin making his coaching debut for Northwestern after retiring due to...
I love wearing hats, and, well, there are other people that like wearing hats, too. But when they enter the building, they have to take it off. They can't wear it in the building.
John Moten runs it up to go 17-0. Right now, Wolverines still trail 17-10 in the second half. To France we go.
Let them wear their hats in school. What is the big deal? Why are you making a rule about it? Just for a few problems. Problems are a part of everyday life. Why don't you make a rule about everything then? Why don't you make a rule about everything then? And, I think we should be allowed to wear hats in school because, well, my argument for wearing hats in school is that it will make you feel more comfortable at school and more at home at school, and it might help you out on a bad hair day if you're having a bad hair day. So I think those are my reasons for allowing hats in schools.